Hello, I wanted to share with you a quick video on some of the other symptoms that I experience and basically what I'm trying to heal from as well. I know this channel is about derealization and depersonalization, but there is a lot of other symptoms that led me to doing the mercury detoxification. Some of them I've actually had for years and I've just been kind of putting to the back of my mind, or I might have seen doctors for it or specialists, but they have just been things that I've been learning to live with. But now I know that actually a lot of these are connected with the derealization, so maybe you can relate to a lot of these and it might give you some hope that you can heal from everything else, because I've already seen a big improvement in some of the symptoms I've got as well as the derealization. So I will update you in probably a few months to let you know what symptoms have gone and what symptoms are still there. So I'll just list them off. There is quite a lot. Some of them range in severity, but generally they are present like most of the time, and they have been more severe in the past when I actually started like becoming ill at the start of this year. So general anxiety, which obviously comes with the derealization. I used to wonder, am I anxious because I'm spaced out, or am I spaced out because I'm anxious? But now I feel like those two symptoms are just hand in hand together. But I've seen a definite improvement in that by about 50% since starting the whole protocol and supplementing. Nausea, I used to be constantly nauseous at the start. Again, that's greatly subsided. Tinnitus comes and goes, so I get ringing in the ears, but it doesn't really bother us as much as it used to. Weakness and jitters. I used to wake up like shaking, like I had drank a litre of vodka the night before. Again, that can come and go as well, depending on how healthy my adrenals are. Backache, which I used to get for years. Like, I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I think Pilates solved a lot of that, but it kind of come back a little bit. But again, it's just something I've learned to live with. I'm able to manage it. Fatigue. I've always been basically always tired, and like I used to think it was just me being lazy or like just couldn't be bothered, but really I know that it actually comes and goes as well, depending on like how healthy my adrenals are and how sick I feel. That's probably going to be one of the last symptoms to go, because I think it's still quite prominent. But some days I can just spring out of bed and get on with my day, and not feel that, but I do burn out quite a lot. Heart palpitations, again, that's when my electrolytes are low now. It's funny because a lot of these I just thought were anxiety, and I thought, once I get rid of the anxiety, all these will disappear. It's not always the case. Like, my heart palpitations were actually because I was low on potassium, because once I started supplementing potassium, they just went away. Dizziness, again, that is generally connected to my electrolytes. Loss of interest in things, that's diminished quite a lot. Like, I find pleasure out of doing things now, more recently I would say in the last few weeks, so that's good. Brain fog, like, feeling visual snow, like there's a veil between me and the world. I know that's the derealization, but it also feels like a fog. That comes and goes as well. Feeling spaced, obviously that's again the derealization. That's still there, but not as bad as it was. Headaches come and go depending on if I'm dehydrated. Again, I feel like it's connected to my adrenals, because it's when I do like a hard round of chelation I get headaches. Acne, that's not as bad as it used to be. Like years ago I used to have really bad acne rosacea in my cheeks, and it was like really flaky and red and inflamed. That was actually when I had the copper IUD in as well, but that's not as bad. I do still get pretty bad acne, but it kind of comes and goes in severity. Constant songs playing in my head, that's again, I can always tell when my adrenals are struggling because I get songs playing in my head that I can't get out of my head. So I just take more Ace and in a couple of days it goes away. Hot flushes and sweating, that was like very infrequent, but sometimes I would wake up pouring with sweat. But it doesn't really bother us, to be honest. It's generally around like my menstrual cycle as well. Depression, that went hand in hand with the anxiety. Started taking vitamin D, cod liver oil, and what else did I take for depression? I did take some 5-HTP a little bit as well, just to like boost the serotonin, but I don't think my problem's low serotonin as such as, I think it's more to do with the imbalance of the dopamine. This is what I believe, dopamine's too high. Serotonin's not as high as dopamine, GABA is too low, because once I started increasing the GABA and a little bit of the serotonin, my depression definitely balanced out. That's why SSRIs don't work for me, because I've already got enough serotonin. It's because the dopamine's too high. Feeling antisocial, not wanting to socialise with people, that comes and goes as well, depending on like how I'm feeling that day, really. Some days I can get up and be fine going into uni, communicating with people. Others I just want to like hide in my room. Ear pressure, like feeling like my ears underwater. That was quite bad after I got the fillings removed, but it just disappeared out of nowhere. Can't really explain how, but it just did. Difficulty concentrating, that's greatly diminished as well. Like I'm able to focus. It depends on how bad the anxiety is, but once the anxiety comes down, I can focus a lot better. Shortness of breath. Again, I used to have asthma as a child, and I'm even speaking now, like I feel like I have to take a breath, because like I don't really, my cardiovascular endurance has never been really good. That's still something that is prominent. I can walk up the stairs and I'm quite like breathless, but it's not to the point where I'm wheezing or anything. So hopefully that'll improve with the chelation. Loose bowel movements, at the start that was really bad, like constantly, but now I find that if I eat the right things, I'm okay with that. Memory loss and forgetfulness, that was terrible at the start. Now it's so much better. Like I'm starting to remember things that I was gonna say or do, even things from my childhood. I'm having little like flashbacks of different moments, so that's coming back a lot. And then metal taste in my mouth constantly, especially with the filling removal, I would just taste metal all the time. That only comes when I'm having redistribution and I can taste the metal and I know it's redistribution. So, and redistribution is just when the metals are like circulating your body when you're chelating. And I'm always feeling anxious as well when that happens, and I know it's the redistribution because I can taste the metal, because it's obviously in my system a bit more. So a lot of those symptoms have diminished quite a lot. Some of them are still there, some of them come and go, but I will keep you updated in a couple of months' time and let you know what symptoms are gone and what are still there. But I've got a diary of like keeping track of everything, so hopefully things will just improve a lot and give you hope as well. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll speak to you soon.